Hi there, warm welcome. You're watching Blueprint Explosive Exclusive and I'm Meghna Deka. Now viewers, the rogue state of Pakistan. It started yet another war. It is single-handedly becoming one of the most dangerous propositions in the entire region for peace, stability and eventually prosperity. One thing that destabilizes the entire region is the rogue state of Pakistan, and now it doesn't even use the rules of its proxy army. It is the Pakistani army which is starting and continuing one war after the other. Even the illusion of a fragile peace now has been shattered at the Afghan-Pakistan border. Open war, as they are calling it. Pakistan has declared an open war against Afghanistan. It has now already unfolded in India's immediate neighborhood. As the conflict rages on between Pakistan and Afghanistan, started by Pakistan, the spotlight again turns sharply on India's strategic calculus. New fault lines have raised more questions over a possible pincer-like pressure scenario with instability tightening around the region. On one hand, you have Pakistan, a perennial problem for India. On the other hand, the counterweight to Pakistan that has been a strategic alliance partner of India, Afghanistan. But now, Pakistan has declared an open war on Afghanistan, a long-time strategic partner of ours. Now, Afghanistan has been turned into a battleground. This is in Delhi's own backyard. This conflict is not distant, but it is deeply consequential for India's security, for India's diplomacy, and the regional influence and stability itself. We bring you the visuals that you can see from the Pakistan-Afghanistan open war as they have declared it. Because now, as we are just telling you, even the illusion of a fragile ceasefire of 2025 has ended. This is the open war as Pakistan bombs strike indiscriminately women and children in Afghanistan. This is what's happening as a conflict which is raging on in Afghanistan. Spotlight has turned into this. This is the fallout of hate and indiscriminate terrorism. Now it is Pakistani army and the Air Force, not even their proxy. And of course, it has deep repercussions for India. Fiery visuals you can see on your screens which capture the moment that Pakistani warplane struck an Afghan military site. It sent towering flames and thick plumes of smoke, which is visible in the thermal visuals that we are getting for you. The precision bombing signals a very dangerous escalation by Pakistan, as Afghanistan has now become the direct theater of cross-border firepower for Pakistan. More visuals coming in, even in hospitals. That's the visual coming in from hospitals in Afghanistan, which show victims were admitted for treatment after Pakistan's indiscriminate strikes. Pakistani jets were leveling out several of the Afghan cities and they were killing indiscriminately. Women, children. Even now you can see in the hospital lying injured on beds are innocent civilians. Pakistan's not fighting the army. They are not fighting the Taliban. Let's make it very clear. They are striking the most vulnerable. Civilians, children, women. In these visuals you can see doctors and nurses attending to those who have been hurt in the impact of the strikes and very visible on civilians. These images quietly highlight the human cost of this escalation beyond the battlefield, something that Pakistan uses as a state policy to cut the other nations, its own neighbors, with 1,000 cuts. In fact, there are more visuals coming in, flashes of gunfire. Let's get you the next set of visuals you can see on your screens. Those gunfire cut through the darkness as Afghan forces strike back. They said they are not going to take it kindly if their sovereignty is violated. They sustained bursts of heavy fire. You could hear that. Amplified gnats as well on your screens. You can hear the heavy fire which echoed across the border, the Durand line. Tracer pounds streak across the night sky, capturing a fierce exchange as positions on both sides are hit. The visuals lay bare a front line in motion, where retaliation is unfolding in real time. Next set of visuals that you can see on your screens. This shows viewers Afghan forces who launched a counter-attack on Pakistan. They unleashed heavy bombardment on Pakistani military posts, capturing several of them, killing several of the Pakistani army men. Pakistani forces with explosions which ripped through the fortified positions along the frontier. These visuals capture the relentless firepower as Afghanistan retaliates, turning border outposts into targets. Smoke, flashes, thunderous blasts, all of this signals a sharp escalation against Pakistan's military presence along the Durand Line. The aftermath of Afghan retaliation comes into sharp focus with visuals showing a damaged house. You can see the visual, the civilian costs that Afghanistan is being forced to pay. This damaged house inside several of the areas. For example, we are showing you what's happening across in Pakistan as well. The scars of counter-strike, shattering walls and solar panels, ripping across civilians' homes. They testify to the force of the bombardment that followed the escalation. The images capture the human and material cost of the clash as Afghanistan response leaves destruction in its wake in Pakistan as well, because at the end of it, as it has formally been said as well, that when you keep snakes in your backyard, they will come back to bite. Today, our sympathies also go out to the people of Pakistan that they have to pay the price for their government's aptitude, greed and appetite for war and terror. Next set of visuals. Flames which leap into the night as Afghan forces set Pakistani military sites ablaze. Visuals showing Afghan fighters. The burning installations mark a fierce act of retaliation by Afghanistan as the conflict spills deeper into the military territory. Now, viewers, let's tell you about what is Pakistan's Operation Ghazab Lil Haq. That means wrath in the name of truth or justice, but there is no truth, no justice. It's just indiscriminate hate and greed and lust for blood that Pakistan has shown. However, Pakistan claims that it has launched to neutralize the TTP, the ISIS-K hideouts. The cities that they have attacked under their operation which sparked off this war is Kabul, Kandahar, Khost, Paktia. These are the cities which are under fire by Pakistani jets. Pakistan claims that 133 Afghanistan Taliban fighters have been killed. It also claims that 55 Pakistani soldiers have been killed. Pakistan also alleges that Afghans have provided safe havens for the TTP, which is why they have attacked Afghanistan. However, Afghanistan has said that it is Pakistan which has violated their territorial sovereignty, and the key contested areas, remember, has always been Torkham Pass and the Durand Line. Durand Line, something that Afghanistan has never formally accepted. But viewers, let's tell you about the Durand Line. The line which is drawn during the 19th century. This was during the British rule that Afghanistan refuses to recognize. The map graphic that you can see on your screen mentions the area like a spin bulwark. In fact, Khost as well as Paktika, Torkham Pass as well as the Kunar Promise, where Afghanistan was attacked by Pakistan. Those are the areas which have seen a lot of fire, a lot of bloodshed. This is the border between Afghanistan and Pakistan that we've marked out for you. It is roughly 2,611 kilometers long, not formally recognized, as I was telling you, by Afghanistan. However, Pakistan says that this is their official international border. Not new for Pakistan. They like to redraw their own boundaries and decide which is their territory. Occupation has come naturally to Pakistan from its very inception. Well, drawn during this British era, you can see where the line is, but this is what is hot even as we speak. But let's also tell you about the warning which has been sounded by Pakistani Prime Minister, its Defense Minister, and the indication is that they are in no mood to relent. Shehbaz Sharif, their Prime Minister of Pakistan, has said that Pakistan will crush aggressive ambitions, that the entire nation stands with the armed forces. And then you have Khwaja Asif, Pakistan's Defense Minister, who says that Pakistan's patience has reached its limit and now it's an open war between us and you, which is Pakistan and Afghanistan. But it's important that you understand why Afghanistan is fighting this fight, why Afghanistan is forced to respond to Pakistani Prime Minister's warning. They say that they, in reply, have captured 17 Pakistani army posts. In fact, Afghanistan says Pakistani posts have been targeted near the so-called Durand line, which of course Afghanistan does not actually apply to or accept. Afghanistan has also said there's been heavy clashes which began on Thursday night, and that the attack was in response to Pakistan's airstrikes, all of which began over the weekend. Civilians and women, as per Afghanistan, have been killed in the Pakistani airstrikes. We got you some visuals coming in from Afghan hospitals as well. They say that Pakistan has targeted civilians specifically, and it is a violation of their airspace as well as sovereignty. So let's get you what really are the implications of the Afghanistan-Pakistan clash for India. Yes, regional security, that is at risk because this chaos allows the ISIS-K to expand globally, come too close to India for our own comfort. However, the proxy narrative that Pakistan has always pushed, where it has always falsely framed India as the aggressor, has completely been quashed. India has rejected these baseless claims, and more importantly, now it's out in the world. Everyone can see who is the aggressor in this case, with Pakistan's own admissions that they were the ones to strike. Let's talk about border stability. That is going to be another problem. As I was telling you, the ISIS-K terrorists, they may relocate towards Indian borders, something that the forces have been on high alert for. Connectivity blockade is another problem that India may just face and is very watchful towards, that war disruptions may just disrupt the strategic Chabahar trade route for India. Of course, very, very significant for us strategically. And then there is the diplomatic way. India has always backed Kabul against Pakistani incursions, against terror, and has always stood for every country's right to sovereignty. But more importantly, India has always stood for peace and stability in the neighborhood. Unfortunately, today, it is Pakistan, the biggest enemy of peace and stability in the region. Let me go across to our panelists. Today, joining us on the show, we have Dr. Atikur Rahman. He's a professor of international relations, joining us live from Islamabad. We have Wazma Ayubi, who's joining us, a social entrepreneur as well as an activist, joining us from Afghanistan. We have Major General Sanjay Meston, who's joining us, a former defense attaché of India to Afghanistan, knows the region very well, knows the Taliban as well as the relationship that they share with Pakistan very well. But first, I'm going to go across to Wazma Ayubi, because let's not forget, when we are talking about Pakistan's bloodlust, at the end of it, it is innocent people who have to pay the price for this, starting with the women, the children, and the innocent civilians. Wazma, what's the situation on the ground? And may God be with you, and hopefully there is going to be some kind of a resolution.
Thank you. It's an unnecessary escalation by Pakistan. They're claiming that they're targeting TTP, but they have yet to show any proof of that. The only people that are suffering on the ground is civilians, women, and children. And we have seen what they have done to a family on Sunday, the attack that they have done on Paktika, Paktia, and Nangarhar. 17 members of a single family was wiped out in a matter of seconds. Little kid was left behind, which you can see all of his videos all around social media, that he's crying and longing for his mother. What Pakistan is doing, it's an infringement to our sovereignty, that in the middle of the night, they are attacking our capital, that to civilian areas. Last night, I was on the call with my friends and with my family, and I could hear the bombs being dropped in the background. It's completely unacceptable, and what Pakistan is doing against all the international laws.
Everything Pakistan has done is against international laws, but Dr. Atikur Rahman, it is against humanity. But what would Pakistan know? Again, Pakistan has sparked off another war. First, we saw what you all did in Pahalgam, tried to spark a war with India. Of course, Operation Sindoor crushed your ambitions and the ambitions of your failed marshal. However, now it started a war in Afghanistan. Can Pakistan never stand on the side of peace and stability in the region? Can Pakistan ever stop being the disruptor?
I must tell you, you should recall the recent history of world politics where Pakistan is very much prominent internationally, a peace lover country.
We
A country
remember
who
a
has
peace-loving country.
contributed.
Peace-loving country which sparked off a war with India. Peace-loving country which is till date killing innocents in Afghanistan.
I can understand your pain. I can understand your pain from
You
the
won't
Operation
understand the
Sindoor.
pain because
Whatever
we are
it
not
was, I can
aggressors.
understand.
We are the victims of terror,
understand
and
your
now
pain,
it's
but
Pakistan
let me complete
proxies.
what I am saying.
Yes,
The
a
United States of
peace-loving
America declared
country that their
Pakistan
prime
a
minister
frontline state in
sits
the
in
war
the
of
board
terrorism
of
and the
peace
sacrifices
committee
we
for
have done,
Gaza, but
everyone
they're
has
killing
acknowledged internationally.
innocent
And we will
women
not,
and
never let
children in
anyone to use this
Afghanistan.
territory
A
against
very
Pakistan. And we
peace-loving
have the
A
country.
courage, we
peace-loving
have the
country.
determination.
Wasma is asking you, Atikur Rahman, a peace-loving country sitting on the board of peace
It is
doesn't make you a peace-loving country.
acknowledged. It is acknowledged
The fact
internationally the
is
way
that
we
you're
fought the war on
killing
terror
women
and the
and
way
children in Afghanistan.
we are teaching the
The
lesson
fact
to our
is that
neighbors.
you've been
It is
doing
Teaching a
acknowledged
lesson,
internationally.
killing
We will
women and
never-
children is teaching a lesson. To whom? To your neighbors.
Terrorists, we
What
never
did
let
children,
anyone
what
do
did the
what
Afghan
they do.
children do to
We
you,
never
Dr.
let
Atikur
anyone
Rahman?
use their territory against
Were
Pakistan. We have
Afghan
the courage and
children
determination. We have
a
the
threat
plan.
to
Either
Pakistan?
they are from either the threats emerging from the eastern or the western border.
Are
We have the
children
courage,
a
we have the
threat to
determination to
Pakistan?
teach the lessons. No,
Dr.
we have
Atikur
clear
Rahman,
laws.
are children a
We
threat
have
to
clear-
Pakistan?
We
Are women a
have
threat to
clear
Pakistan?
press conference. We
Are
have
innocent
cleared a press
civilians a
conference.
threat to Pakistan? Is
Our
Pakistan a threat to the
you
world?
should have seen that.
I'm changing
You
the
should
world.
have
Is
seen
Pakistan a
that.
threat to the world?
If you do not let me to complete my position, how I would be able to participate in your program? You are not listening to me. You are just.
I asked you
making
a simple
noise in your
question. Are
program. It
Afghan
will give you the
children
hype.
a threat to Pakistan? Yes or
It
no?
will making the noise will give you the high rating of your program. But
I asked
just
you a
want to be
question.
impartial.
And that's the problem with Pakistan. You don't have answers. You'll attack me.
Are you the part of panel or you are impartial host of this program? You do not know the
Dr. Atikur Rahman,
ethics of the
apologize. Apologize to the people of Afghanistan. Wasma's right here. Wasma.
You should apologize the way you are using the Afghan territory. The way you are just making them the victim of this, whatever you are, creating. You people
So,
converted the
Dr. Atikur Rahman, you're saying that we're not the victims here? You're saying that Afghan women and children are the aggressors?
We have
What was the problem? What did that poor 7-year-old kid do to you?
You can see that.
Why was his family bombarded?
Why was a 7-year-old killed by Pakistan?
The unverified, the images you have just displayed in your program, I do not agree with those images. The way you people are just manipulating your, the original position.
Basma, IUB, it's manipulated. As per Pakistan.
You people are manipulated.
Why have you declared an open war on Afghanistan? Has your defense minister said this is an open war with Pakistan, with Afghanistan?
They are using their territory against Pakistan. Why they are providing the safe haven to the terrorists? Why they terrorists are conducting the...
It's a shame. But let me bring in Major General Meston. Major General Meston, you were the defense attaché of India to Afghanistan. Are you surprised that till date we are battling the same old question? Pakistan still a threat to its own security, safety, but now to the rest of the world, not just the region, the entire world. Pakistan's the rogue nation which has threatened the existence of peace.
You do not have any right to call any country. The way you are...
Meghna, I would like to highlight very clearly, Pakistan is that terrorist state which is a threat to the entire global security and of course to the entire region. And let me tell you, they are a threat to existence of all nations, but the stage has come now since they have declared an open war on Pakistan, on Afghanistan. Let us now analyze the end state. The end state will be Afghans will take back their entire territory which they have never recognized 1893 onwards, that is a Durand line. And they will retake it and form a greater Pakhtunistan, and that aim they will achieve. Number two, I think Baluchistan now will become an independent state. And gradually, Pakistan, which was created artificially courtesy the Britishers, will cease to exist as a state. They have got no right to exist because their fundamental of existence was only playing the Islamic card, the Muslim card, which has failed drastically. They have got no love, lust for any Muslims in the world, including the Afghan Muslims. And let me tell you, my experience based on Afghanistan was Afghans hate Pakistan maximum. They are the most hated nation in the world. And India is the most loved nation. We have got historical and cultural ties. This is what Afghanistan is. This artificial state was just created in between, and this is the root cause of problem in the entire world. And let me tell you, when I was interacting with the International Security Assistance Force, including the Chinese ambassador, who is now incidentally the Chinese ambassador in India, and of course with the Russian ambassador and their defense attaché, everyone was clear. The biggest threat to the whole security is only one nation, that is a rogue nation. The name of that rogue nation is artificial nation, which is Pakistan. And I think it is good, since their defense minister has declared an open war, they will get the consequences back, and the Afghans' blood is solid.
Pakistan got it back from India in Operation Sindoor. Now it is Afghanistan which is going to show Pakistan its place.
Yes,
and as General Meston says, reclaim the land which was artificially captured by Afghanistan. Dr. Atikur Rahman, you're in denial, but today we will pray for your nation as well. Because at the end of it, the greed and the bloodlust of your rulers is the price which is being paid by your own people, your own ummah on the ground. Basma Ayubi, thank you so much. I know it's a difficult time for you, but thank you so much for joining us here on the show. General Messer, pleasure as always to hear your strategic insights into what this holds for India. With that, we wrap up the show. Thank you so much for joining us.